All right, so I got several suggestions for points for this, for point styles. Some of the suggestions require that I remove quite a bit from the outline. So what I'm going to do is I'll make those points, but with different preforms. With this one here, I think I am going to go ahead and put side notches in and make the base concave. I think that'll be the least amount of material removal required. Okay? And yeah, thanks for the suggestions. I got Morrow Mountain, Pine Tree, and some other ones. Can't remember exactly, but yeah, just keep the suggestions coming, and I'll see what I can do. Let's see. Where's my pad? All right, so this shouldn't take too long either. I'm not too attached to this convex base, so and maybe I'll have a chance to send in some thinning flakes. So we'll see. Yeah, I need to make some Ishi sticks with long handles. I did have some. Well, I got one here that I use for notching, but I need to make some more. What I did was I cut off pieces from my other Ishi sticks to make these short pressure flakers, because I was going to be doing mainly small points. And I don't need Ishi sticks for the small points. I need them for the big points, but I'm not going to be doing too many big points. But I think it'd be useful to have them anyway, just for some applications, especially if I want to try to pressure flake some flutes on small paleo points. Yeah. Yeah. Good idea. If I do say so myself. So the auction went well, thank you very much. I'm lucky to have people that watch my channel that are on the ball. I like it. Okay. So what do I talk about during this little operation here? I don't know. I always just say whatever comes to mind unless I have notes. Let me see. Yeah, I got my notes mixed in with everything else. So yesterday's was that one. Oh, let's see. I'm not showing these just in case I don't want to do them. Talked about production. Oh yeah, the brick and string experiment. Explain the brick and string experiment. I'll explain this in another video. It has to do with momentum. I use it as a comparison to the way I remove flakes with indirect percussion. Let's see. discuss platforms. I've already discussed a bunch of this stuff. Okay, I'll look at my notes again tomorrow morning. I just want to get this one video done for tonight. Get it wrapped up. I could be doing this with indirect percussion, but I'm just setting up the edge. See if I can take some thinning flakes. So you got a little bit of a bevel going on right there. I can send in some thinning flakes now. You know, for the hypothetical hafting requirement. Yeah, it needs to be thin right there. Okay. It's also dangerous to take those flakes because I might snap the whole thing, but it's not really that long, so I'm not too worried. Okay. And for those of you who are new, I grind the edge so that it won't crush when I start to strike it with the flaker. Got to be able to run flakes. And if it crushes, you can't run any flakes. What does it mean to run flakes? You know, cause them to run. This is running flakes, sending in flakes, creating flakes. Many different ways to say it. I spaced that out because I'm going to hit in between. Usually works without creating too many step fractures, usually. Because if you got the path prepared for the flake, a lot of times it likes to take that prepared path. If you remove material from either side of the pathway, it tends to go down the middle. Yeah, it's a Flintknapping hack, you know. Prepare the pathway for the flake. That's how you hack the Flintknapping. Some of you might say, well, Flintknapping is a hack. It's a hack for making tools out of rocks. Yeah, but there's hacks within the hack. Little techniques within the overall technique. Thinking when I was little, it didn't seem to me that it was any big deal to make arrowheads out of rocks. It was perfectly natural. I thought it was perfectly reasonable. But some people have no idea that it can be done. I've even seen people that say that they used to say it could not be done with the primitive tools, and that ancient peoples were a lot more advanced than we think. But it turns out we can make these stone tools with very primitive tools. Yeah, they don't say that anymore. At least I don't think so. Haven't seen any. I've been around on the internet for a while. If someone's still saying it, I think I might have seen it. Yeah, those were the days when the internet was still kind of young. I will see these guys say, no, you cannot make those sophisticated arrowheads with simple tools. The ancient civilizations were very advanced, blah, blah, blah. They must have had some other type of tool to make those very sophisticated stone tools, yada, yada, yada. And I just read a Facebook post that says Plato says, or said, that ignorance is the root of evil. No, I don't agree, although it sounds right, but I don't agree because I think ignorance is the result of evil. You can't really blame someone for being ignorant, but you can blame someone for suppressing information so that ignorance remains a problem. And yeah, there's many times where knowledge is suppressed in order to create ignorance. That suppression of knowledge is what is evil. Why would you want to suppress knowledge? Because knowledge challenges authority. Advances in our knowledge challenge authority, because authority relies on past knowledge. Experts in past knowledge, they don't want criticism. All right, so I thinned out the edge. Now I'm going to do the side notches. I thinned out the base. It is a little more translucent, maybe. I don't know. Let's see how well it notches. That's the test. That's the test to see how well it naps. Okay, I'll try to go in as far as possible within reason and within the limits of my flaker. Yeah. The rule is to make your notch wider than it is thick, than the preform thickness. Make the notch wider than the preform thickness. That way you don't run into problems. But the guys from India with their reverse indirect percussion have shown that you can create very narrow notches on very thick material. Yep. So what's the problem? Everyone's going, hey, wait a minute. What's the problem? I thought the rule was you don't want the notch to be any more narrow than the thickness of the workpiece. Yeah. Well, I just said it was, you run into problems. Now, you can overcome the problems with practice and with the tool, the type of tool, the technique. You can overcome the problems, but in most cases, you're going to run into problems, especially if you're just learning. You can do amazing things with notches once you get more experience and use different kinds of tools. I've seen punch notching that is pretty amazing. Vertical punch notching, horizontal punch notching. It's pretty amazing. It has amazing results. I might get into that someday. I think I messed up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I should mark these. Yeah, I messed it up a little bit. I should mark the position of the notches with a magic marker or Sharpie or something, because now they're not going to be symmetrical. At first I thought it was too low, then now I put it too high. Oh well. Oh well. This notch is wider than the other one, so I'll just widen the other one. The good thing about widening them is I can make them deeper. It's just going to be a large version of a side notch arrowhead. And this style did exist somewhere on the West Coast. Can't remember at the moment. Maybe Great Basin. Somewhere in the Great Basin. I'm widening this notch so that I can match the other one. Yes, I know. Not supposed to widen them. Show us the skill of making them narrow. Yeah. Narrow notches are a recipe for anxiety, don't you know? Oh yeah. If you like anxiety, there's no problems. I don't like it. Oh, shucks. A little bit too much gusto. But easily fixed. We got lots of room to fix it. And yes, I'm using the same spatula tool to flake the sides. Oh yes. I use this spatula tool technique with obsidian especially, because it does not make much contact with the edge, which reduces the amount of crushing. Obsidian crushes really, really easily. Same with this stuff. It's kind of quartz-like. It's like a very high quality quartz. Obviously, because it's a chert, but what I mean is, if you've ever knapped high quality quartzite, you know that you can get a lot of crushing going on, because it knaps a lot like a blob of hard, a block of hardened crystallized sugar. Yeah, a square block of quartzite naps like a big sugar cube. At least it feels that way. I've never napped a sugar cube, but you know what I mean. Why am I doing this? Because it was done on the old ones, on the artifacts. They like to constrict the areas above and below the notch for some reason. I think it just makes it look a little fancier. And they liked to make fancy arrowheads in some cases. Yeah. Just so that people in the future, I guess, could marvel at the skill. I suppose. I don't see any real practical reason for it. It'll haft up just fine without the fancy outline. The outline really doesn't matter. What matters is the sharpness and the haftability. Gotta be able to put it on a stick. Yeah, I might do better with the sharpened copper flaker on this one, but I don't know. Should I thin down the tip? I need to sharpen this. Someone mentioned that I have a creature back there operating the sander. Funny. Yeah. I can't see. I can't see the tip. You can't see the tip. I can't see the tip. That's better. Yeah, I just need to get a marker and make the pad darker. Get a marker, make the pad darker. What's the problem? What's the problem? I don't want to go up into my van and get the marker. I got a marker. I don't want to go get it. I'm in the middle of a video. Yeah. Don't disturb me with their silly requests for something that might make the video better. Don't disturb me with that. I can make this base fancy. Yeah, I got like a few more minutes. Make the base all fancy. So quiet at this time of night. Nobody around. No airplanes going overhead. I don't know why I think there's a small airport nearby. Yep. One of those, private airports. So you hear these little airplanes go by. Is that good? Is it good? I think it's good. I think that'll work. I evened up the symmetry on the notches. Yeah. I could make them a little bit deeper because I got thin areas at the bottom of these notches. I can make them a little bit deeper. They're not stalled or anything. But I think I'm going to leave it. Yeah, that'll haft up nicely for somebody. So yeah, that's it. Dum-de-dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum-de-dum. Let's see. The blue jeans are a good background. Let me see. Because we can actually see the outline of the point. Okay. That's it.